Is Pico VR shutting down? Pico right now is one of the biggest rivals of Meta. Their headsets strive to directly compete with the MetaQuest headsets, but recently there's been talk about ByteDance, the company that owns Pico, will be shutting down Pico VR. This was apparently due to Pico not meeting performance expectations. According to the Chinese news company EqualOcean, ByteDance will quote-unquote gradually abandon the Pico business. However, ByteDance recently came forward saying that this news is untrue, and Pico is here for the long run. Nevertheless, this does prompt the question of how well Pico is doing compared to Meta and their shiny new headsets. Unfortunately, Pico doesn't often release many stats or figures on how well the headsets sell. But this does bring us on to our next piece of news. So, with the Quest 3 release, many of you have been wondering how well it's been selling for Meta. The Reality Labs division for Meta has just released its third quarter earnings, which is apparently its lowest earnings performance since 2020. This is of course to be expected to a degree, as the operating cost for creating the Quest 3 is extremely high compared to the revenue. This quarter, however, they have lost a total of $3.74 billion. This has been a problem for Meta for years now, which is why they increased the Quest 2 price earlier this year. But they seem to trust that the investment will be worthwhile in a few years from now. Of course, with the next quarter being the holidays, revenue will certainly increase. Speaking of the Quest 3, the main selling point of the headset is of course the mixed reality. For this to work, the headset's pass-through needs to be smooth and detailed, which of course it is. However, as I've mentioned in prior videos, it does still have its problems. For instance, warping still slightly occurs on objects, especially if they're closer to the headset. The good news is that it's not the final product for the Quest 3's pass-through, even though the headset has already released. According to Andrew Bosworth, the pass-through quote-unquote will continue to improve as we continue to get real-world lighting conditions and information from the headsets that have been picked up. We start to tune the algorithms that drive it more effectively. This basically means that the data from people using the headsets right now will be used to drive future software updates, finding common issues and improving the Quest 3's pass-through. Of course, this doesn't mean that the pass-through will be updated again and again until it's completely perfect. It's still limited by the hardware capabilities of the headset, like the cameras or even the chip. Continuing with pass-through though, Blockverse is a Minecraft copy that supports mixed reality pass-through. I would have tried this, but it's £8 on Apple App and requires a 15 by 15 meter space, which I actually don't have. Best I can do is 2 meters. But this did give me the idea of like a Minecraft Earth type game for VR, except not that because, well, we know what happened to that. But being able to build things in mixed reality that will stay there for each time you leave would be completely awesome, to be honest. But for now, the closest thing we have is this, so check it out if you're interested. Next, Vertigo 2 is a sci-fi shooter that released on PC VR this year, and was currently due to release on PSVR 2 headsets soon. However, this release has now been delayed until later this year. This game looks really unique compared to other VR shooter games, and it will definitely be interesting to see how it utilizes the PSVR 2's awesome features. And finally, this one's honestly amazing for me to hear, but in the next Quest update, YouTube live chat can be integrated with the headset, meaning streamers can read chat while in the headset. This still requires connecting to a streaming software like OBS, as the headset is not capable of streaming itself. Right now for streaming, I'd recommend OVR Toolkit, as it has many features to integrate your desktop onto your headset, like live chat, Spotify, etc. But that's about it for this week. Hopefully I'll see you next week, but you can guarantee you'll see me next week if you subscribe. Yeah.